Hello everybody, it's me Jones RMJ here. When you think about which cities have the tallest buildings in the United States, New York City and Chicago are probably the first that come to mind. Chicago was the birthplace of the skyscraper, and both cities boast the most skyscrapers in the country. They've also traded places as the home of the tallest building in the United States over the years. Currently, New York City holds that title with One World Trade Center, which stands at 1,776 feet or 541 meters tall, symbolizing the year of America's independence. But if new plans come to fruition, New York City might lose that title. And no, it's not Chicago looking to reclaim it. The next tallest building in the US could be built in Oklahoma City? That's right. If everything goes as planned, a new project in Oklahoma City called Boardwalk at Bricktown will boast the Legends Tower, which will become the tallest building in the United States. Now I know what you're thinking. Why Oklahoma City? It's not known for skyscrapers, it has a very small skyline for a city of its size, and it's one of the least urban areas with a very low population density that is closer to a car-dependent suburb than a city. Well, let's dive into the plans and try to understand why the tallest building in the US might be built in one of the least urban areas in the world. Before we begin, I make content on a variety of topics, including architecture, gaming, urbanism, and more, so be sure to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on my content. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the tallest buildings in the United States. Our journey begins in the late 19th century when the concept of the skyscraper was born. It all started in Chicago, the birthplace of the skyscraper, with the construction of the Home Insurance Building in 1885. Standing at 138 feet or 42 meters tall, it was the first building to use a steel frame, a revolutionary technique that paved the way for taller and taller structures. Fast forward to 1931, and we arrive in New York City with the completion of the Empire State Building. At 1,250 feet or 381 meters tall, it was the tallest building in the world at the time and held that title for nearly 40 years. The Empire State Building became an iconic symbol of New York and a testament to American ingenuity during the Great Depression. In the 1970s, the title of the tallest building in the US moved back to Chicago with the completion of the Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower. At 1,451 feet or 442 meters tall, it was the tallest building in the world for 25 years. The Willis Tower's black aluminum and bronze-tinted glass design stood as a bold statement in the Chicago skyline. And finally, we arrived back in New York City, which once again reclaimed the title. Following the September 11th terrorist attacks which saw the destruction of the original World Trade Center Twin Towers, New York City wanted to replace them with a new icon. In the spirit of resilience, Ground Zero was rebuilt, and in 2014, One World Trade Center was completed, staying at a symbolic 1,776 feet or 541 meters tall. It is a tribute to America's founding year. As of the making of this video, it still remains the tallest building in the United States. But now, the stage is set for a new contender. If Legends Tower in Oklahoma City is built, it will not only surpass One World Trade Center by over 200 feet, but could also redefine our perceptions of where the tallest buildings can be constructed in the United States. The Legends Tower is part of a project in Oklahoma City called the Boardwalk at Bricktown. This development aims to revitalize the Bricktown district by introducing a mix of commercial, residential, and recreational spaces designed to attract both locals and tourists. The Boardwalk at Bricktown will feature a stunning waterfront promenade lined with boutique shops, trendy restaurants, and entertainment venues, creating a bustling hub of activity. Additionally, the development will include modern residential units, offering luxurious living spaces. Green spaces and public art installations will add to the area's charm, making it a destination for relaxation and cultural experiences. By blending contemporary design with the historic charm of Bricktown, this development is poised to breathe new life into the district, boosting the local economy and enhancing the community's appeal. Phase 1 of the development plans calls for the construction of 3 residential towers, each approximately 300 feet or 91 meters tall. The developers aim to break ground on this initial phase later this year. Upon the completion of Phase 1, construction will commence on Legends Tower, an awe-inspiring skyscraper set to soar 1,907 feet or 581 meters tall, symbolizing the year Oklahoma became a state. If completed, it would become the tallest building in the United States and the 6th tallest in the world, trailing only the Burj Khalifa, Merdeka PMB 118, Shanghai Tower, Abraj Al Bait, and Penang Finance Center. Legends Tower will feature 134 floors, housing a hotel, luxury condominiums, and a restaurant and observation deck near the top, offering unparalleled views and experiences. When looking at these plans and seeing the renderings of the skyscraper, you probably are wondering why would something like this be built in Oklahoma City. Not only does the tower look out of place in Oklahoma City's modest skyline, but it's also being built in one of the least urban areas in the world. Oklahoma City has a population density of only 1,123 people per square mile, or 434 people per square kilometer, which is less than half the population density of Sugar Land, Texas, a car-dependent suburb of Houston far from the city's center. And to put Oklahoma City's extremely low population density into perspective, consider cities with the largest skylines in the US known for their tall skyscrapers. Chicago has a population density of 12,061 people per square mile, or 4,657 people per square kilometer, more than 10 times denser than Oklahoma City. And when looking at New York City, America's largest and most dense city, it has a population density of 29,298 people per square mile, or 11,312 people per square kilometer, more than 26 times denser than Oklahoma City. To put it simply, Oklahoma City does not currently have the urban fabric to economically or practically support a skyscraper of this magnitude. Skyscrapers were created to maximize land value by enabling the construction of larger buildings without compromising on available space. Therefore, skyscrapers really only make economic sense in two scenarios. The first scenario is when you are geographically limited with space, which is the case in Hong Kong with its numerous mountains and New York City with its several waterways. The other scenario is when an urban area may get built up to the point where supply is not meeting demand, so building skyscrapers may make sense to maximize available space in limited areas. This is what happened in Chicago, and prompted them to invent the skyscraper in the late 19th century, as despite not having as many geographical barriers as New York City or Hong Kong, Chicago still developed into a major city well before sprawl and the automobile came about, so maximizing available space in Chicago's downtown became crucial. When looking at Oklahoma City, it has neither of these issues. There are no major geographical barriers that limit sprawl, and when looking at the numerous surface parking lots, pre-existing low density, and affordable real estate, supply is not having major problems meeting demand in Oklahoma City. So what is the reason then for building such a massive structure in Oklahoma City? It likely simply comes down to ego. Sometimes, humanity likes to build stuff simply to make a statement. Take the current tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. Dubai, the city that it's located in, is not a particularly dense city with any geographical barriers, nor does it have an economy or urban fabric that supports building tall. Dubai simply builds tall because it wants to make a statement. It wants to show the world that it can build the tallest buildings in the world just like the other major economies, and attract tourism in the process. The developer behind the Legends Tower likely shares a similar aspiration. He wants to build a building in Oklahoma City to make a statement. Now, of course this will then lead to the argument of whether this is a good or bad reason to build a skyscraper. Most people will say it's bad because it can be a monumental waste of money in many cases. The other side of the argument is that humanity has to be ambitious if we want to push new boundaries of innovation. That is, after all, how we advance so much in technology, medicine, and other modern conveniences that we all take for granted. In the context of this Oklahoma City project though, I do tend to agree more with the side that it's pointless, as it doesn't make economic or practical sense to build something like this in a place like Oklahoma City. And building this project won't really push the boundaries of innovation since we've already built taller structures before, and there is really no reason to. That being said, as a skyscraper enthusiast, I kind of would like to still see it get built so that the US can get back into the skyscraper race. It also could maybe encourage legacy skyscraper cities like New York and Chicago to consider building taller again. In conclusion, the Boardwalk at Bricktown is a very interesting development, as it aims to bring the tallest building in the US to one of the least urban areas in the world. If we are being honest though, there's no reason to build something like this in Oklahoma City as it doesn't make any economic or practical sense. That being said, I think it would be neat to see if it gets built, as it could maybe spur more development around the country to help us push towards a more higher quality urban future. Let me know your thoughts on the Legends Tower in the comments below. Do you think it should get built? Thanks a lot for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.